Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to season 2 of Ask Nicole Beffers. And be sure to follow our sponsor down on the left-hand side and email any questions that you might feel that you would like for us to answer to the email address below. And we will go ahead and jump right on into it. Follow us on social media. We'll give you more of the information later. Let's check out this question that we have from a reader.
But I'm going to say this is a pretty serious question, but it is a common question, and I think it's universal. It transcends countries, language, cultures, ethnicities. So this is a juicy one.
I'd have to agree. Check it out. So here's what we got. My name is Maggie, and I have been praying for my feelings of anger to stop, but they just won't give. I have anger toward my in-laws. They cannot remember my daughter's age, grade, or her main interest. What do I do? I am afraid she will start to notice how they don't take a big interest in her. Maggie. Dealing with these in-laws.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah.
You know, when you start having kids, things change. And especially, as a matter of fact, let me go back. When you get married and have in-laws, things begin to change, because those are people that are important to your spouse and that have had some type of influence on him as he's grown up to be the man that you have married now.
Right.
And so when it comes to kids, people ain't gonna remember everything or take interest in it, because some people take interest in other, especially when it comes to in-laws. They may take an interest in somebody else's kids or their sister or brother's kids or nieces, and you may feel like your child is left out. However, you have to remember, people are people. People are going to do what they do. They're going to say what they say. But I think one thing that's important in this is you notice it, and your feelings of anger are not going away even with prayer. But I think maybe you should just encourage your daughter, or did she say daughter or son? Your daughter, to just continue to shoot for the stars and just understand that people are not alike. People are not the same. They're not alike. They're not going to take interest in something that means a whole lot to you. It may just be, not interested.
It's tricky. So I would say two things. Number one, feelings of anger aren't going to go away if the issue that's making you angry persists. So the bottom line is you've got to decide to be happy even if the situation never changes. And so that's the trick, I think, of overcoming anger, is a lot of times what brings that anger back is we keep running into that same wall over and over. But you've got to tell yourself and get to a point within you that you're okay if they never get it right.
Right.
So that it doesn't become a source of anger for you anymore. Because that's the thing about in-laws and anybody. You can't control what they do. All you can control is your response. Mm-hmm. And you're right, your daughter doesn't need to see that. Because you also don't want her to start having negative feelings about them. Because this is one of the things that I say in-laws. They're going to do things completely different than you, and you're going to do completely different things. That is okay. But this is the thing to remember. They must have done something correct because they produced your husband, and you liked him enough to marry him.
They must have done something right.
So
their
something,
influence,
they did something not awful. And so let that be the thought that pops in your mind when that wall of what you don't like comes up. Just say to yourself, oh wait, but they did make this husband and he's the one I chose to marry. And just go with it because it just is what it is. Who knows? For all you know, they may be suffering from early Alzheimer's or something.
Right.
Like, you never know. I can never remember how long we've been married. Like, I never know. I just make up random numbers. And I'm normally about right. But I just hope Derek doesn't hold it against me. I know we got married. Like, I know he's my husband. Like, but the details, I don't always remember.
Yeah, I can't always keep up with everything. I have cousins that have kids, and I might be honest, sometimes I don't even remember their name, and I got
It's
that.
a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
Because we live in different states. We don't
them.
see each other all the time. We love each other, talk to each other,
Yeah,
but if it's not something that someone that you're consistently around, there may be some details that you forget. Might forget a birthday.
And when you are consistently around, and I'm terrible, and I think I joke and say this is like an inherited trait from the women in my family. Like growing up, my great grandmother called us all each other's names all the time. Like I was always Cynthia or Roxanne. Like, I had everybody's name. I actually do the same thing with the girls. I call them each other's names all the time, and we live in the same house. So it cannot be a big thing. It's only a big deal if you make it a big deal.
And one thing I would encourage you, as we get ready to close the video out, you said at the end, what do? I'm afraid she will start to notice how they don't take a big interest in her.
Yeah, don't.
You can help. You can cut that off. You can cut that off by what you say to your daughter. If you tell her, look at your in-laws, they don't care nothing about you, they don't even know your birthday, then that's planting a seed in her, and then she's going to look at them differently.
And she's going to look at herself differently. I think that has a way of making her maybe feel negatively about herself, because our natural response is, well, why don't they? What's wrong with me? And you don't want her to start having those feelings. So you got to twist it. You got to fix that.
Yeah, fix it and just tell her, you know, honey, they busy. You know, because she's got to understand, everybody's not going to cater to you now. Even children. And you can't fault people that are busy, got their own stuff going on. They're not just going to stop everything they're doing to just cater specifically
I'm sure
to
they
your
love
offspring.
Her.
I'm sure they
I'm sure they love her. And the way they show it, the way they show it may just be different. And ultimately, like I said, they produced for you the man that's now, that I know you probably call her father. And so looking for ways to be positive and to encourage her to be positive about who she is, that's what really matters. They're going to do and be who they want to be. And that's just the way life goes. So.
All right, well, thank you for watching. Be sure to follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, on YouTube.
All of those things.
Share these questions, and then send us in your questions at the email address that you have below. And hopefully we'll get a chance to answer it, and hopefully provide some more positive and productive guidance to you. All right, folks? All right. Peace and happiness.
Thanks for listening and watching.
All right.